our next guest is a man who I've wanted to have on this show all the time. As a matter of fact, if there's any general manager in the National Football League who would say, I got to have this guy on, it would be him. I would say that all the time. And John Schneider knows this, and he joins us right now from Seattle. Good to see you, John. How are you? Good to see you.
You too. Good to see you. How did it go with Adam? You guys have fun?
Well, here's the thing. He's referring to Adam Ray, the comedian Adam Ray. And as you know, I appeared with Adam Ray on the stage at the Comedy Store just a couple of Tuesdays ago. There he is. There's Kevin Nealon was there. John Stamos. Again, just proving I'm not shying away from hanging out with handsome men. I'm cool with it. And I walked into the green room area, and who was on the phone with Adam Ray? But John Schneider, who's currently on the screen, FaceTiming with Adam Ray. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Adam's a big Seattle Seahawk fan. And,
I mean, somebody's got to be rich.
Yeah. I can't tell who the fans are when I'm around them, man. They're not loud enough. There's not enough of you. I get it. But at any rate.
Adam and I were just concerned. We're concerned about with the LA teams. And,
okay.
You gotta give a little love to the Northwest, man.
No, listen, and I know Jeff Schaefer as well. Jeff Schaefer is my guy here in LA. He's your guy as well. I understand that. But it was great.
Buddy.
It was great with Adam. He's so funny. He's so quick as Dr. Phil. He's the best, man. He's great.
Was it like a kind of a roast thing, or
no? It was him just. He was. Yeah, he just had me out and a bunch of other folks. He would interview us, and I would hope I was funny, but it was good, man. It was good.
He threw out the first pitch the other night. Did you see that?
No. How'd he do?
Yeah, Mariners. Yeah, we went to the Mariners. They were hosting the Yankees, and so he faked like he was getting hurt, and then they brought in Coach McDonald, and then he threw it. So pretty fun.
So wait a minute. He did a bit. He didn't really throw. He did a bit.
He didn't really throw. Yeah, he got hurt. He actually got hurt on the mound, and then they brought in the relief pitcher. So they brought in Coach Mike. That's
kind of weak. Listen. It's weak that he did a bit. He didn't throw. But how did McDonald do? Did he throw a strike?
No, he's a former star, highly recruited baseball player. He was awesome.
Okay.
Right down the pipe. Yeah, right down the pipe.
Okay, I like it. Sort of like his coaching style. You're right.
Exactly.
Kind of like that. See, good to see you, John. So,
yeah, you too.
What do you think of your schedule? What do you think of it?
Yeah, pleased. We don't have to. We're not going overseas, and not back-to-back East Coast road trips, which is a big deal.
Right.
As you well know, living on the West Coast, and for all of us West Coast teams, we're always very concerned about traveling back-to-back like that, and whether or not you have to stay out there or fly all the way back. So it was a buys right in the middle. We liked it. We liked it. Exciting.
Yeah, week 8, right? You like a buy anywhere between week 8 and 12. Is that the sweet spot? Is that it? Pretty much for you?
Exactly. Able to reset your roster a little bit. See where you are from an injury standpoint, and just like that middle of the season kind of reset, and a couple mini buys in there too that help out as well.
And then getting Sam Darnold underway right away in the division against a team that obviously that's kind of credited in a way along with Minnesota to get him and his career in a spot where someone like you would want to enrich him in the way that you did. So that I guess you kind of dig that, right? You get right into the division right away.
Yeah, and Coach Clint Kubiak coached him down there he's our offensive coordinator now. Coached him down there in San Fran. So excited to get him in the mix and playing one of your arch rivals right away. So here we go.
Here we go. And then it won't take too long for you to see DK either, John, right? In the next week.
Week 2, yeah.
You go and visit.
Hopefully one of those throwbacks they were talking about. It sounded kind of cool.
There they go. At Pittsburgh. So I guess, what are you willing to share about the departure of DK Metcalf and why you were at some point willing to depart with him, John?
Yeah, fair. DK and I had very open conversations last couple of years and about his future and what that looked like and what he wanted. And we always have to do what's best for the organization first and foremost. That's what drives us. Everybody that throughout the National Football League that does what we do. And it was apparent that he wanted to move on. And so when we got back from the combine, we had some real clear, direct conversations. And at that point, decided it was probably best for both of us to move forward.
Was it a salary related thing, John?
No, it really wasn't. And it was interesting because it wasn't like animosity either. It was like, somebody's really, really, he really wanted a fresh start. And, it's not like, we went into the off season thinking this would be a possibility, but he was just, he was pretty dug in on it. So, ended up working out for both clubs, working out for us, working out for Pittsburgh. And we wish him the best. He's a great guy and obviously a high-end competitor.
And the fact that Jackson Smith-Njigba had such a breakout season, I think it's fair to call it that, last year. Does that give you, again, I'm wondering how that works into your mindset as a general manager when you're saying, okay, I just saw what the kid did. I know what DK wants. I know that there's not going to be any sort of middle ground, it appears, so let's do this.
Yeah, a part of it, but it's also, that does factor in, but it's also, again, when you're moving on from a talent like DK, it's important to be able to try to replenish that room. So being able to add, the speed with MVS, and then obviously, Cooper Kupp coming in, and the guy's a total role model, works his tail off. I know you know him real well, and he's been outstanding for that room and for the group out here, and especially for JSN, going into his third year. So, we're excited about the group. Drafted 2 guys that we're really excited about as well. So, along with the guys that have been here too. So, we're excited about that room.
I love that guy. I love Cooper Kupp. He's just a fascinating dude. Obviously, you brought him home, right? That's number one. And his journey to being I guess, listen, I know the word scrawny gets thrown around, and it's not fair, but that's what he essentially was as a high schooler, just dreaming of doing what he's doing right now in the NFL. Super Bowl MVP. He comes from the division, and you can take him from another team and maybe have that chip on his shoulder utilized in your behalf. How much tank does he have left, John? That's the question.
Yeah, and really coming home. I mean, and when you watch the film, there were some durability questions there, but you're watching the film, the play speed, quite honestly, is the same. And he's very confident in the way he takes care of his body. So, bring him in with the people we have in the building, with Sam Ramsden and David Strickland and the guys that, Ivan Lewis and the guys that are always working with the players like that, hands-on. It's been a great experience so far, and he knows his body real well. And, scrawny, I know what you're saying, but holy cow, like, I just left the field. Those guys were down there, and guys are looking ripped.
No, I meant as a high schooler. I meant as a high schooler, as a kid that wasn't getting any.
He wanted to go to UW.
Right. He
wanted to go to UW. They didn't recruit him.
Yeah, right.
So he goes, it's great story.
Yeah, it's been kind of a journey for him that I'm sure he's so excited to be in the state of Washington. And your expectation level for Sam Darnold is what, John? What do you got for me here, man?
Yeah, very high, very high. You can see the progress, as you stated, getting with the group and, Kyle and those guys in San Francisco, and then where Kevin and his group, took it last year. He just keeps making really cool progress every year. And, to have, a system, established system in place that he's played in and comfortable with is a big deal. And so, great human, great competitor. He's been a great leader so far. I know you guys know him well, but excited to get him in the building as well as bringing Drew Lock back. Drew's been an important part of our process as well here in the last several years, and it was part of a big trade we did with Denver several years ago, and just a person is a great personality and competitor to get back in that room as well with Jalen too.
There's a reason why the word manager is in your title, John Schneider, because I imagine you got to manage things, not just the roster. You draft Jalen Milroe. The phrase I heard about him in the draft, John, from a bunch of evaluators was lottery ticket. That if you hit with this guy you are going to hit the jackpot with him, and that he's going to need some time. You're going to have to coach him up. That makes sense, obviously, with a lot of rookie quarterbacks. But in terms of a ceiling, highest ceiling in the draft for a quarterback, that's all I heard. I wonder what your evaluation of Jalen is, John.
Yeah, obviously high ceiling, and all these guys that come in, we had last year's class was kind of a unicorn really, but all these guys coming in, it takes a minute now. It takes a lot of time for these guys to develop and get those pro reps and several different coordinators. I think like 3 or 4 coordinators in college and several position coaches. So again, getting him in a system where he can be comfortable, and the staff's going to try to do some unique things with him, the offensive staff, and so yeah, it's exciting. When you're watching him, there's a lot of look. I was blessed to be around Brett Favre at a very young age, and there was a lot of wow and there was a lot of whoa, the throws.
I love it.
And so he's got like some of those wows and those woes, but then also when he takes off, scoring from 50, 60, 70 yards and running 22 miles an hour with the ball in his hand too. So he's a special young man. He's been great so far. Everybody raved about the work ethic and the personality. And I don't know if you guys have interviewed him or not, but he's very engaged,
loved him.
very energetic.
John, when he came on at the end of the season in Alabama, he had me at hello. Loved him. Loved talking to him. Loved everything about him. Totally understand why you'd want to have him as part of your franchise. No doubt about that. 100%. But another part of manager, though, is managing, feelings, emotions, whatever. Did you have to give Darnold a heads up, or what your plan is for Milroe? I mean, you just signed Sam there. So
Coach. So Mike McDonald, gave Sam a heads up, and was kind of, within that period, it was coming down the pike, like, hey, this isn't about you. This is about acquiring an impact player, in our opinion. Where does the quarterback stuff go? We don't know how fast. And then, so Mike talked to Sam. I was able to communicate with Drew. And obviously we were communicating with Sam Howell all throughout the weekend as well. Sam Howell's a special person too.
Yeah, sure. Now he's on the Vikings as well. So it's just a Milroe package. My last question for you there. That's what everyone's wondering. Do we see a Milroe package, John? Do we see it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to watch, to see how it plays out. Coach Kubiak last year, those guys, had Taysom down there. And one of the really attractive things, I know that Mike obviously felt this way too, Mike McDonald, was the way these guys utilized all the talent they had there, the variety of talent they had down in New Orleans last year. And they really got decimated on their offensive line with injuries, but they did a really nice job of complementing and still being able to run the ball and move the ball the first several games. I think they were scoring 40 plus points maybe the first 2 or 3. So it's gonna be really fun to see how this fits in. Challenging, sure, but I think it's gonna be fun to see.
I bet. And then some other draft choices. Gray Zabel, I loved him at the combine, and so did DJ Daniel Jeremiah. Loved Zabel, the North Dakota State guard, but Nick Eamon-Wari, just to throw one out, he kind of looks and sounds and like he could have been playing for the Legion of Boom. Like, this kind of fits the whole package that you know about, right?
Yeah, we've heard that. We've heard that several times, and not to put a lot of pressure on these guys.
I know that. But, I know.
Special group, those guys. So, but regards to the combine, I mean, he basically had a historic combine down there for a guy that's 6'3", 222 pounds running. I mean, it was phenomenal. And the thing that people don't realize too, Rich, is he's so young. I mean, he just turned 21 5 months ago, and came in there and started. I think he started right away. So he's just really getting going. I mean, really 4th year of big time ball coming up. So still very talented, but somewhat raw,
Good to see you, John. This has been fun.
Yeah, you too.
It's been great. See, look at us on the screen.
And it's, you're supporting the Great Northwest, Pacific Northwest.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
You know me.
All your friends from the Pacific Northwest, Rich.
I got a ton of them. We have a lot of connective tissue, and it's always great to see your smiling face on the screen. Thanks for the time, John.
All right. Take care, brother.
You got it. Right back at you. That's John Schneider, the GM of the Seattle Seahawks, right here on the Rich Eisen Show right there. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.